Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the AfterShock Happy Hour and Live Sale. I'm your host and Senior Retail Relations Manager here at AfterShock Comics, RuthAnn Thompson. So I am here in Oklahoma, but I'm very excited to have one of our awesome ambassadors from Chicago who actually helped us out all weekend long at C2E2. Let's talk to Joe Cron. Hello, good sir. How are you doing?
I am doing great. Doing fine. Helped out. I'm glad you said that. I couldn't tell if I was helping out or in the way or what was going on because the booth was so busy. I was running into people because we were slanging books all weekend long, and it was chaos. It was great. It was fun. It was the best kind of chaos, though. Amazing.
It really was like convention style. And have you rested up? Have you healed up from the convention?
No, no, no. That was one of the first things I realized when I got there. It's okay. Everybody's got their con legs back. I do not have my con legs back, but no, I'm feeling better. It took a couple days because you guys are nonstop the whole from beginning to the end of the day. It was impressive. I was impressed. It was awesome to be around y'all and to see how you operate during the cons on the other side of the table. It was awesome.
It is. Oh, we have quite a few of our other ambassadors here in the chat. So we have Silas E-Man, we got Justin Smith, we got everybody up in here. It's great. So hello, everyone. We have the Connecticut ambassador here as well. So, and Paul Dunn, who we got to meet in person again at C2E2. So thank you all so much for joining. Very stoked. So let's tell a little bit about yourself. So how did you become an ambassador? What was the first thing that kind of caught your eye when it came to AfterShock?
Well, I saw an advertisement on the interwebs, I believe it was, a while ago, just before the last convention on Earth, before times, and Chicago. And one of the things that made me that kind of put AfterShock in my brain forever was the 10-year anniversary at C2E2. Prepping for that, getting excited for that. I think I'm not alone in saying that everybody was really excited for that convention. But upon arrival, it was clear to see that AfterShock Comics was really the only publisher that showed up to the 10-year anniversary at C2E2. So that was the beginning for me. I had read a few books, but of course, that was great. I remember at the at the end of that con, I was like walking out on Sunday, and whoever was at the table, I was like, thanks for showing up, guys. Chicago's gonna remember this. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, representing Chicago.
Yeah, just like a really I don't know, but it really meant a lot. It really did. And y'all haven't not showed up ever since then, and it's awesome to see. And this year, we I don't know, I think we did pretty good.
I think we kind of killed it. Not gonna lie.
It was awesome. It was fantastic. But that's what it was. And then so the last con before the end times or whatever, I saw the advertisement for the ambassador program. I went up to Joe Pruett because he was in like a suit that day, and the guy next to him, wasn't, or whatever. Doesn't matter. But so I went up to Joe Pruett. I said, "Hey, you guys still looking for somebody to fill out the position of the ambassador in the ambassador program?" And he looked over to who I would find out later was Mark Hammond, and introduced me to him, gave me a card. Pandemic, chaos. A few months later, you contacted me, and I became an ambassador of Chicago, and just I don't know, it's been rocking it ever since. It's been awesome.
Yeah, and you have a lot of stores on your list, including Mark Hammond's store, that you're actually working at now. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about that and all the shops that you visit every month.
It's just again a different experience being on that side of comic books, on the retail side of things. Just realizing how much of a machine the comic book industry is, and how you just got to chug along and push through because new books come out every week, and you gotta be on top of it. And that just kind of made me realize again how cool the ambassador program is, being able to go to every shop and to kind of let them know what's going on and what books are coming out, what we're personally excited about, what their clientele could be more excited about, because each shop is different. And I've never met any sort of apprehension as far as our presence goes, because I think the shops, they could use all the help that they can get, sorting through the tons of books that they have to go through every week to choose to put on their shelves. So it really is just like, I've always said it, that it's just like a unique thing, the ambassador program that AfterShock has put into place. And I think it's nice to have that communication, I think, between the publisher and the shops, to have a real presence, a real human being to like communicate with. And you guys are just pretty much, paying me to do what I'd be doing anyway. You know what I mean? I go to these shops all the time, and so, or as much as I can, but it's awesome to have like a purpose, and, and feel like, and to do that. But it's great. And again, like being at the con, being on the other side of like the table, being able to see all the books at once was awesome. Pretty familiar with like AfterShock's line, but being able to like walk in that circle and like see everything that y'all make, it wasn't hard to make recommendations to people who came up to the booth, whether they were familiar with the publisher or not. You know what I mean? Like asking them what they're into, and you may not be able to find that specific thing, but you can find things that would are, adjacent or pretty close to that. Or it wasn't hard. It wasn't hard at all. It was fun. It was an awesome weekend. I'm glad we have like an hour to talk about this. So
yes. Well, actually, Lady Grayson just commented, who we got to meet in person finally at Chicago, and wanted to see if there's any chance we'll branch out to the north suburbs, because her local guy is pretty much the only carries DC and Marvel. But which are your specific shops that you actually visit every month?
All right. If I forget one, please. I don't have a list. I should have written.
All right. We're listening. We're ready with your pink slip.
All right. In alphabetical order too. No. Alternate Reality, Alley Cat Comics, Graham Crackers Comics Lakeview, First Aid Comics Hyde Park, First Aid Comics Taylor Street, Aya Comics Skokie, Comics Revolution in Evanston, Third Coast Comics. Here we go. Dark Tower Comics. What else? Who am I forgetting? Oh my gosh, I know I'm forgetting. How many is that? I'm forgetting one. We're gonna go on, then I'm gonna remember it. I'm gonna say it out loud.
Well, how about this? Unless it's already been put on the screen, I do want to show off a picture of you doing your own little cosplay of Bunny Mask, because we had the incredible Andrea Muti, who is one of the co-creators and the artist on it, as well as the artist of Maniac of New York. So not sure if you guys, if we have that available to put up, but just, it was the best I've ever seen. It was just fantastic. And so it's so great seeing everybody on the stream here, from not only our ambassadors, but everybody who's able to visit us at C2E2. So with all your awesomeness, where can people follow you on the social media?
Everything is Joe Cron, JoeCrohn, at that name everywhere, I guess. If you load, it's Joe Cron, CROHN. That's where I'm at. Also, I do the comics Skokie social media, so there too, with Art Baltazar and Franco, and being wacky with those guys is amazing as well. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Perfect. And thank you again so much for not only coming on the stream, but helping us out all weekend long. And Lady Grayson, you are correct. Muti is such a fun guy. He is a delight at all times. But just thank you again, good sir. And we're going to take a little bit of a pause so that we switch out the screens, but we're going to have the incredible, incomparable Frank Tieri to talk about Pestilence, as well as his new title that just came out this last week, Tales of Mother F. Goose. We'll see you soon. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So we are going to have the incredible creator of both Pestilence as well as Tales of Mother S. Goose, and one of the best voices in comic books, Frank Tieri. Hello, good sir.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. Better now that we finally got you on the show.
I've been forever trying to get me on the show,
I know. You can avoid me no longer, sir.
I blame Joe Pruett, which, I blame most things. I actually, I want to call fake news on that last interview there. Joe Pruett doesn't have a suit. What suit did Pruett have? I know Joe for 2 years. I've never seen him in a suit once.
I mean, he does. He rocks out the button-ups. I don't know, the jacket, I don't know, though. I don't know about that.
suit in his underwear. You gotta be kidding me. Suit. There's no suits involved.
Well, for one reason, and one reason alone, I've been fighting to try to get you on the show because it's just so much fun talking to you, and you have some incredible titles with us here at AfterShock. And let's jump right into the longest running title that you have with us, which is Pestilence. So we have that in 2 volumes, 1 and 2, and this is a gory story of how the Black Plague was actually the first zombie apocalypse that the church held hostage and like hid because of churchly things. But tell us a little bit about this title from your own words.
Well, it's actually AfterShock had approached me with the basic idea, and I greatly expanded on it. What it basically is like you said, it's the concept is what if the Black Plague as we know it was actually a zombie apocalypse that was covered up by the church, and we followed a small group called Fiat Lux. And this is Joe texting me. Comments between this thing. Yeah. He says, I never wear a suit. Yeah. So he see, I knew that. Anyway, so Pestilence, we follow this group called Fiat Lux, and led by Roderick Helms. And they're trying to basically stop the apocalypse while at the same time uncover the conspiracy. And the first volume was basically medieval knights versus zombies and Knights Templar type stuff, and the second one is more demons and Satan. We actually it's the story of Satan. We actually go against Satan. So
as one does.
As one does, yes.
Yeah, so where did you take some of your inspirations for this? As you said, you expounded upon this once AfterShock brought it to you.
I talked to Satan himself directly, and I got some. Yeah, I'm a big history nut. I've always been a big history nut. That's why particularly Mike Martz had me in mind for this for Pestilence. I always like stuff like Knights Templar and all that. All that kind of conspiracy stuff. It's so a lot of my ideas came from that, from knowing history, from and also stuff like Indiana Jones, movies, TV. It's all a big melting pot of ideas there.
Yeah. And I just realized I went straight into AfterShock, but I want to know a little bit more about how you got started in the industry. Something that we always like to ask our creatives when they come on here is, what was the first comic book that you actually picked up and said, you know what, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be a part of this?
I don't remember exactly the first comic book, but I mean, it's probably something when my uncle gave me or something like that. Early, Marvel team up or something like that. Marvel. I grew up mostly a Marvel kid growing up.
Same.
Definitely a Marvel book. As far as how I started, I was an intern. I was an intern at Marvel. And then eventually I got on staff at Marvel, eventually going to Marvel.com. And I was an editor, head writer there. And all the while I pitched, and I got the attention of Mark Powers, who was the Wolverine editor. I got Wolverine. No, actually, first Joe Quesada allowed me to co-write with him Iron Man, and based off the job I did on Iron Man with Joe, again that all the while I was pitching, Mark Powers hired me for Wolverine. I took over Iron Man, and the rest is history, really.
Yeah, it's true. And so for any of those who are starting out in the industry now, is there anything that you wish somebody had told you, or anything you'd like to impart onto the next generation of comic book creators?
Well, I mean, don't be a jackass. You know what I mean? Don't be, that's basically, keep in mind that, while doing an internship was invaluable, because I got to learn what to do and what not to do, what to say and what not to say. And also, all while you're getting connections, you're networking, you'll be surprised the amount of interns at Marvel or any of these companies that go on to either work for editorial, work in the write, art, whatever, yeah. So I mean, just every impression that you make, keep in mind that that's that's people you're going to meet that you want to work with, and make sure you're not a dick about it. You know what I mean? So
I feel like that goes across all
that,
of the.
basically, yeah.
Yeah, and what is your favorite part about using the idiom of comic books to be telling your stories?
Well, comics are, I've been lucky enough that I've managed to work in a number of different. I've done video games, I've done animation, I've done comics. Comics is, it's I always love the medium, and it's always it's different than everything else. There's um, people think that it's easy to write a comic, that you just come in and then when they start doing it, they realize, oh wait, there's a lot more going on, And as the writer, it's good to have a good relationship with your artist, and it's different than any other medium because you're also playing director in a lot of times, but yeah, I'm glad I get to do as many mediums as I have. You stretch different muscles.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of working with artists, we have somebody in the chat that asks, "Dear Frank, why is Joe Eisma so great?" Asked by Joe Eisma.
Can I agree with that assessment? Joe is great. Joe's been my partner on. We started off together on Jughead the Hunger for Archie, and then we, when I wanted to do Mother F Goose, when we actually started as that short story for Shock, I said, let's do it with Joe. You know what I mean? I have a great relationship with Joe, and he listens to my nonsense, and he does a good job.
He gives a kissy face and thumbs up. So that was the right answer, apparently.
My Joe, all right? And it's PG rated. All right.
All right. Well, speaking of doing the Tales of Mother of Goose, so you started off, like you said, as a short in volume 1 of Shock. So what was that story kind of entailing, and how did that kind of come to mind for you? Did you already have this whole world of Tales of Mother of Goose, or was it really just the first time?
Absolutely not. I don't think any of us thought it would take off like it took off. This started as a book in the Shock, a story in the Shock anthology. They asked me what to do a story for that, and I was like, it's like, let me tell Little Red Riding Hood as if it was told by Quentin Tarantino. So basically, in that story, Red is a drug courier, Granny is a drug dealer, the Wolf is a rival drug dealer. And Don Orca, which Orca means goose in Italian, is our Mother Goose. So it's all about a drug deal that went bad, and that really was well received. And then we did Mother F Goose, and we did Along Came a Spider and AfterShock.
Yeah. So other than, wanting just to ruin everyone's childhood, where did the inspiration of this come from?
Like I said, I just thought it was just an interesting, different way of telling, the fairy tale story. In the case of Little Red Riding Hood, there's the one thing about all these stories, we don't have any fantastical elements. There's no talking animals, and that nonsense. It's all like the wolf is a drug dealer. Is a guy maybe looks a little bit like a wolf, Same thing in Mother F Goose. Puss is not a cat. He's a dude that looks like a cat,
Yeah.
We wanted to keep it all. I thought it'd be interesting to keep it all street level, to put a different twist on, and it took off. So who knew?
Yeah, who knew? People like their childhood ruined and like mixing it up a little bit.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Is there any other projects that you can kind of tell us about that maybe are on the way without spoiling anything, either for AfterShock or other?
Well, no, I have some stuff that, in video game stuff. I got some stuff with Marvel, DC, for AfterShock, I mean, look, I think people could figure out, what books might be next. So
Yeah. And it's funny you say video games because I feel like Pestilence would be an incredible video game, like especially with all the zombie ones.
it was originally pitched as a video game.
Oh,
I still think, yeah. Look at you with your knowledge there. Yeah. Yeah. Well, of course, I think it'd make a hell of a video game.
yeah.
Mother Goose would make a good video game. Why not?
Absolutely. And I know like we haven't set up cons yet for 2022. Do you have any signings or any appearances coming up in the near future?
Not yet. I haven't made out my con schedule yet. But I'll be there someplace. I'll let the fans know where they can come and see my wonderful self.
It's true. It's true. And Joe Cron is now in the chat and said, folks were going bonkers over Mother F Goose at C2E2, as they should. Great book. He also had a question mark of what F could have stood for, possibly.
Well, okay, so I'm allowed my one curse, right?
Yeah, you're allowed your one curse.
Okay, motherfucking Goose. All right, that's two. All right, that was my one curse. Not on, folks. I was handcuffed here, but I got my F in. Yeah, there was a question that was the original title, and Joe was like, "Oh, we can't put." So the compromise was F. You know what I mean? So
yeah. And I know we've been talking about behind the scenes, but if we've talked about it anymore, we really need you to read the book as an audiobook with your incredible voice and your incredible accent.
As long as you guys pay me, I'll do whatever. So.
And everybody's really excited. Paul Dunn said that was worth it, and Justin Smith said yes. Unedited happy hour. Here we go.
I got my one in, guys. That was about one. I was going to use it.
Oh, that is correct.
I seen some Marvel people last night, and I gave them some shit about that. Honestly, that that Mother F Goose was the #1, and I'll repeat this. First of all, it's the #1 best-selling one-shot in AfterShock history. It's also the #1 most reordered book, beating out books like Devil Rain. So yeah, I gave them some crap yesterday about that. I seen some Marvel folks.
Yeah, and I actually, right before I left to come here to Oklahoma, I got the beautiful foil cover version that a retailer did, and woof, that makes it pop even more. It's amazing.
Yeah. The covers were, I have to say, my idea. But the whole thing with the movie posters, people really took to that. If we do any more, you'll expect to see some more movie stuff. So.
Yeah, there was the movie cover that Amanda Connor did, and she said it was for your birthday present, since you just recently had your birthday.
She actually gave me the cover for my birthday. It hasn't been delivered to my house yet, but I remember pitching the idea to her. I was like, and she was like, "What is this? What do you think?" But she got it. So her cover came out tremendous. So.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's very much exactly what you expect from a Pulp Fiction movie poster. It's just
the funny thing is, somebody was like, somebody had posted a picture of it, and we put in on the cover all the wrinkles and bends and stuff like that, and he was like, "What happened to your book, dude?" And that's like, no, that's what the book looks like to mimic the poster,
Yeah, it's very like worn out and it looks very vintage. It's awesome.
I really like that, guys. It's just the magic of,
yeah. So where can everybody find you on the social media?
I'm on the Twitter as Frank Tieri, and on the Facebook is also Frank Tieri. So that's mainly my that's enough social media. That's
it's plenty.
Yeah, it's plenty.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to tell the audience here from the AfterShock fans before we close out?
Well, the AfterShock fans have always been great. They've always supported Pestilence. Again, the response to Mother F Goose has been better than we imagined, and perhaps there will be more. That's all I'll say about that. We'll see.
Perhaps. All right. Thank you so much, Frank. I'm so glad we finally got you on the show. It took so long.
Again, Joe Pruett's fault.
Always. Well, I can't say that. He pays me. So.
Joe Pruett, yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of Joe Pruett, he's actually going to join us in just a second to do our world famous live sale that's also going to include all the C2E2 exclusives you might have missed out this last weekend. So thank you, Frank, and we will see you all in a second. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the happy hour and live sale. And now we will start the live sale, and we have the incredible Joe Pruett here. Hello, good sir.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's been so long since we've had you on the happy hour. How have you been in the last few days? I haven't seen you.
It's been great. It's been the best 3 days of my life since I haven't seen you last. But nah, I missed all you guys so much. I had to come back.
Yeah. Well, good. We are glad to have you back. So we'll go through everything once through, and then once we do that, we will open up the live sale, and then we'll just talk about the everything one at a time. So first up, we have the let's see, the email came in. And so we have all the stuff from C2E2. If you guys missed out on it, this is the time to get it.
All the stuff left.
Left.
From C2E2.
Yes. So we have, first up, we have Jimmy's Bastards #1, which is signed by Garth Ennis.
And let's talk about this a little more. These aren't not just Jimmy's Bastards. We're talking metal covers here.
Yes.
So these are exclusive metal covers. Jimmy's Bastards, only 50 totally made. We have a signed edition.
Yes, we have 13 signed editions.
So you can see the signed editions there. Let me.
And when we say metal covers, it's not a thin metal. Like, this is a thick metal. You could hurt somebody.
Yeah, I can use this as a throwing star.
Yeah.
So,
and
so we have a signed and we have an unsigned version. The signed versions we're going to retail for $100 each. The unsigned version is $75 each.
Yep, and we only have 13 signed and 40 unsigned. And next up, to continue the metal covers, we have a Walk Through Hell #1, and we only have 11 of those signed.
Signed by Garth. Right down here is this chicken scratch right here.
and those are for $100.
And the $75 unsigned version as well.
Yes, and we only have 27 of those. God, they're so pretty.
I'm a bit buried with these things.
You should, I mean, just make your coffin out of that. Done. And then, speaking of incredibly signed titles, we have Black Eyed Kids.
Oh, yep. We have Black Eyed Kids, #1.
Yeah, and we have 3 of those signed for $100 each.
I don't have the signed ones with me, but here's the unsigned version. So,
and we only have 10 of those. Those sold very quickly because there's a certain someone who is amazing who wrote those. I don't know. I can't remember.
Actually only 25 made. So these also $75 for. I'll do $75 for another sign. Unsigned is $100 for the sign. I'm sorry.
Yes, I was like, oh, what are you saying, Joe? All right, and for one of our brand new titles, we have the Chicken Devil #1, and we only have 37 of those left. And those.
Look at that baby glow.
I know. Look at it. Look at it. It's like it's on fire. Just like some things were at the end of that issue.
Yeah, exactly.
We also have Bunny Mask #1.
#1.
And we only have 32 of those at $75.
And there were, I think, there were 100 of these made total.
So yeah, went pretty quickly.
Same thing for Chicken. There's 100 total made. So
it's a very limited print run. We have Rough Riders #1, and we only have 9. My lucky number. We only have 9 of those left.
And only 25 were created. So there we go.
And then we have some of our C2E2 exclusive covers. So these are regular. Oh, we have one more?
We have Baby Teeth.
Oh, I don't have it on my list. Oh, there it is. Baby teeth number
Okay.
one. And we only have 18 of those
Ooh.
at $75. What was the print run on that one?
50 on this one.
50. So
So,
very, very rare.
mhm. All of them are very rare
Yes.
and very cool.
Very cool. All right, so those are all the metal covers we'll be offering today. And then for our C2E2 exclusive covers, we have the We Live C2E2 exclusive covers. So we have A, B, C, and D. And those are all different of the Palladian masks covers.
Okay. Okay. Here's A. I had to find the numbers. This is
They're
A. And these are 20 each.
Yes, they are 20 each.
They're only 285 in circulation. So we only have 50 left of each.
Yep, and we only have 50 of each.
And here's B. Okay.
Ooh.
Purple. And C.
My favorite colors. Ba, 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 ba. So
And
yes,
D.
yes.
So only 285 creative each in circulation. And we have 50 left available for you today.
Yes, and those are a fourth printing of each of those. So,
Right, that's right. They're fourth printing of We Live number one, but only 285 each.
All right, and then speaking of brand new titles, we have Maniac of New York, Bronx's Burning number one, and this is the C2E2 special for $20. We only have 100 of these left, and this is the cover by Tim Seeley, correct?
Tim Seeley, correct. There it is.
Ba, 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 ba,
There you
ba, ba.
But Tim Seeley did that one. It's great. Okay.
Beautiful. And then we have another Chicken Devil C2E2 exclusive, and that is by Andrea Muti, correct?
Correct.
Look at that beauty. Again, just using watercolors and making them terrifying.
And we have 100 of these available.
Yes. All right. So now we will open up the sale. So everybody get to it, add those to your the carts as soon as possible. And now we can talk a little bit about these because it was actually Joe's brilliant idea to do these metal covers starting with the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. So they're just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, actually, it's going to be for C2E2 exclusive, but we decided to do San Diego Comic-Con at the last second. So we shipped half the lot there in advance and have a half lot saved for San Diego for C2E2. We did have We Live number one. It would have been a fourth printing one. We Live. They sold out completely. We
Within
did
hours.
within an hour at each show. And then we did have Dark Arc number one, the second printing, blue cover. It's also completely sold out at a print run 25. And we did have Maniac in New York number one, first printings. We only had 50 of those total, and they completely sold out as well.
Yeah. And so this is a great way for anybody who couldn't make it to those two conventions to get what's left because they are incredible. I mean, they are absolutely gorgeous. I was able to snag one of the Chicken Devils to give to Booch himself, the writer of it. And he was very excited. They're absolutely beautiful. And really, we can't speak more of this. When you hold them in your hand, they are hefty.
Yeah. And you guys might want to hold on to a copy of it. Jimmy's Bastards number one, FYI.
Just for reasons.
Yeah.
We say no more than that. And then for the We Live exclusives for those masks, because it was really first for Bunny Mask was our first variant that we did the mask form, and it's so great to have all four of the Palladians on there.
Yep, this is really cool. I did. So we had some made for this, and they did phenomenally well for us. And We Live is just a beast, and I was super excited about the new series come out in March.
Yes. Speaking of the new series, to kind of help, because I know some people are confused because we do have the black and the white version. So I'll let Joe tell a little bit about that.
They're two different stories, both with the number one that merge into issue two. So it's not two different series running; it's two first issues and two different perspectives, and then after issue one, it merges the issue two together.
Yeah, and it's not just two different covers; it's one from the Palladians' point of view and one from another point of view.
Right, exactly. Two different point of views and two different stories all together.
Yeah.
So it's really, it might be, I don't remember, is it a 5-issue series, 4-issue? I don't remember.
I think it's 5. Yeah. Either way, it's the same amount of content. Yeah. It's 7, 20, what?
164.
Yes.
That's a good number.
And for those that don't know, it actually takes place 6 years from when we left off the last arc of We Live. And we're all so excited about it. And then, just talking through all the rest. So the Maniac of New York, the Bronx is Burning number one. So to have Andrea do it was pretty great because we had him there at the booth all weekend.
Yeah, he's a great guy. So, hey, I'm gonna ask you guys a question who are regulars here on the show. Is like, if I was to do metal covers of happy hour exclusive covers, would that be something you guys would be excited about?
I think so. I'm gonna keep an eye on the chat, but I think it's a great idea, especially for all of Mike's Ruth stuff would just look beautiful. And
Everybody, let us know. Chat right now and tell us
Yep.
if we should do this or not, because I can be talked into things.
he can. He really can. Okay, Creed already says I'm interested. Paul Dunn, of course. So like
Paul Dunn's cut off, by the way. He was in Chicago and it's officially cut off. No,
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So yeah, I think definitely in 2022. Yeah. Oh my goodness, we're getting so many people saying yes. So somebody Thanos Go says yes. Oh, C-List E-Man said, oh no, I'm getting so many comments so quickly. C-List E-Man says, okay, bought those We Lives, and also I was able to snag 2 of the C2E2 version We Lives.
Very
Nice.
cool. Very cool.
And then Sean McLean says, I think it would be rad. Yeah, Creed also agrees that Mike Ruth stuff in metal would be great. So perfect. All right. I think it's a go.
I can see into the future, and I can see We Live coming out in March. I can see a happy hour version with metal covers. It's just
that just blew up the
I
chat.
just had an
epiphany, a vision. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just careful, watch out. And then we also have the Chicken Devil C2E2 and as well as those exclusives. So didn't know if you wanted to talk about those at all.
It was cool. Again, Tim Seeley being in Chicago, it makes sense to have him do the Chicago version. Andrea Moody sitting with at Chicago. Why not have Andrea do the cover herself? So these are both. They're both first printings. In through Chicken Devil Cat a couple months ago, this is a first printing stock. So it was printed with the first printing, so it's all good to go.
And speaking of Tim Seeley, he is actually going to be our next special guest starting in 2022 on January 13th, because we have a lot of, undone, it's dark red to talk about, maybe some new news to talk about when it comes to dark red.
Has that been announced yet? I don't know.
Not the one, the one shock has been, not the other part.
One shot. So, and I'll go ahead and just in advance, we will have a dark red one shot happy hour.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unless I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure.
No, I think you're right. I'm pretty sure you're correct. Nobody's telling me, but I'm pretending somebody's telling me that you are correct, sir.
So
also, you're the boss. You can say that it is.
It is. So look for that in January as well.
All right. Yes. Charles just confirmed 100% correct. Not even a percentage off.
99.9%. Okay.
All right. Somebody's ringing. There we go. And then before we wrap up, does anybody else have any questions for? Actually, this is pretty funny. Mitch brought up that he thought that I only signed Punchline comics since pretty much Punchline's character was designed after me. So I've been giving the artist on that a lot of crap. But yes, does anybody have any questions for Joe Pruett before we go? Because, thank you, JD Smith says, not a question, but I like these streams. Thank you. We really appreciate that.
You're my favorite.
Yep, officially, it's done.
Yeah, and I think somebody, when Frank was talking, asked about can you bag and board the Mother F Goose, the one shot format. It's a magazine size, so you can buy magazine boards and backing boards and a magazine boxes to store them in. Very easy.
It's very easy. I know all of that is difficult to get right now because of the paper shortage, but when we're not dealing with that, it's very easy to get those.
I have thousands in my storage unit. I kind of hoarded them myself, so they're going to be on my eBay page for 3 times the cost. So
for $1,000.
Just contact me personally. Okay.
All right. Well, it looks like everybody has been shopping and wrapping up. So we will have everything still available for the next 24 hours at these prices, but I'm assuming they're going to go very quickly. And thank you, everybody that joined. I see a lot of Happy New Year's and Merry Christmases and Happy Holidays. So yes, all of that to you as well. We will be back for a special edition on December 30th to kind of wrap up the year and have some really fun videos and fun sales for you guys as well. So thank you so much for joining. Make sure whatever platform you're watching this on to follow, like, and subscribe so that way you'll know the next time we're here. But the next one will be on December 30th. Thank you all. And thank you, Joe. It's good to have you back.
Yep, I missed you guys.
Missed you more. All right. Bye, everybody.